Anxious avoidance is another of those four processes. What we see when talking to people who get stuck in their grief, that they often tend to avoid thoughts about the implications of the loss. They avoid memories. They don't want to think about what happened. Or some people avoid objects or places that are associated with the loss. They don't go to the place where the person died, or they don't want to look at photos of the lost person. They don't want to talk to other people about the deceased person or the death. Or people tend to ruminate about all kinds of alternative scenarios. And this, and one key hypothesis of the cognitive behavioral approach is that all these avoidance behaviors are fueled, are influenced by all kinds of negative predictions. People with prolonged grief tend to be very afraid to confront the reality of the loss. They tend to be very afraid to really reflect on their feelings. They tend to be very afraid to really zoom in on the fact that the other person will no longer come back. They are very afraid of that because they fear the pain that is connected with that. So the point here is all kinds of anxious avoidant behaviors are actually driven by some fearful predictions that people may have, like if I allow my memories to come up, I would go insane. If I really would confront myself or really let get to me that the person will never come back, I will lose control. I won't be able to bear that. So these kinds of what we have called catastrophic misinterpretations of grief reactions are driving all kinds of avoidance behaviors, anxious avoidance behaviors. And these anxious avoidance behaviors, of course, block the adjustment to the loss. So again, a treatment implication here, and later on I will say a little bit more about treatment interventions, but a treatment implication here is that it's very critical to reduce those catastrophic misinterpretations, to reduce the sort of affect phobia that people may have, reduce the fear of their own emotions, and then to also reduce those anxious avoidance behaviors step by step.